Ciao, buongiorno ragazzi. Thank you for tuning into the Inter Worldwide podcast, coming to you from a literally lit, on fire Sydney at the moment. But I hope you're all having a lovely day, lovely week, and enjoying the start of a very relaxing international break. It's very satisfying when the international breaks come by and the team is in good form because, you know, the break is well deserved, low levels of anxiety. Looking out at a crowd of all-stars today, Christian Rivas, what's going on, bro?
Oh, I just want to bring this up here while I still have time to say it. Hey, Mario, who's the World Series champs, baby?
Detroit Tigers 2022.
Just say it. I just want to hear you say it.
Well, if you want to be, completely real about it, not the Astros.
All right, so who is the team the Astros lost to?
Montreal Expos.
Also known as what?
Canadian baseball team.
Just say it. Just say it. We're not advancing until you say it.
All right, the Washington Nationals.
And be glad this isn't on video because I'd have my World Series champions hat, my World Series champions hoodie, and my lanyard just to piss you off.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'd be wearing a green J. Crew shirt. How about that?
Ooh, that's romantic. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, switching back to the Inter conversation. We've got so much to talk about this evening, and we're going to start with Verona. First of all, boys, very, very important 3 points to keep the pace with Juventus. Christian Rivas, what did you think of the game against Verona? A match where we dominated possession, but went behind early against a team that, man, they're probably the deepest sitting team in Serie A if we're going to talk tactically.
Well, the one thing I'm going to say that was actually really intriguing about this match is we went down early. Well, also, this is a typical match that we would lose in the past. We didn't perform that great, to be honest. Even though we had all those shots, our performance was kind of lackluster. And for us to sit there and dig in and get those wins, get that win from Barrella's beautiful strike, bro, amazing.
Oh, man, it was my favorite goal I've seen in many years in an Inter shirt. I've loved it. I've played it over 1,000 times. Mario, your thoughts on the game against Verona, the importance of the 3 points and Barella's goal. Brilliant, yeah?
These are the games we have to grind out and win. A couple years ago, this is the points that we're dropping. So it's important that we beat these stupid little teams like Verona and make sure that, we keep it going with whoever's on the field. You saw even Vecino was putting in a shift last week. It's games like these that are a difference maker between winning the scudetto and losing the scudetto. We just need to make sure that we drop the least amount of points possible in order for the scudetto to be in our hands. We lose this game, we tie this game. It's just basically giving you the points at the end of the day.
So there's an old saying that Mario used to always say, you don't win Scudetto by beating the big teams, you win it by beating the small teams. The big teams,
Exactly.
They're going to beat each other up. So we know that, but against the small teams, those are the points you need to be coming away with. You look at it, what's that, about a good 60 at the minimal beating the small teams?
I think I counted it like against the big teams like Juve, Napoli. Who's like the next best?
Roma, maybe?
Roma,
Lazio,
Atalanta.
Lazio, Roma, yeah. So if you think of that, you play them twice a year. So those 3 teams, 2 times 2, 4, 6, or 3 times 6,
12 points.
You're only 12 points, 18 points you're looking at. That's not, you lose 18 points, you can still win a scudetto.
Oh, yeah, it is. 18-9. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but the other, was it 80 points that you leave on the table, 90 points? That's where you win the scudetto. You tie Juve, you get a point. You beat Juve, great, it only helps. But if you lose to Juve, it's almost expected. You just have to make sure they lose the points and we recoup them against everybody else, literally, because they're all winnable games. It's not like you go to Udinese and you're like, oh shit, we're playing Udinese, we have to worry. It's like, you beat Udinese both games of the season, that's 6 points. You beat Fiorentina, another 12 points. Parma, 18 points. You're rolling, and then it all just adds up in the end of the season. Take advantage of the teams that drop points.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man, and absolutely. So before we go on to specifics and some more games going on, Bastoni, your boy, our boy Christian, he put in a shift against Verona, man. How good
Yeah.
do you think he's going to be this season, and what do you reckon about him?
My thing about him, he still shows a lot of inexperienced mistakes.
Mm,
The problem is that him and Beragi are on the same exact wing, and Beragi just keeps fucking up consistently. You know,
he
it's a
does.
constant thing with him. And thing is, he's gonna leave Bastoni exposed. Yeah, Bastoni put in a pretty decent shift against Verona. You know, I'm not gonna take that away from him, but he still showed that his inexperience is there, and he still showed where he can be caught on. You know, he still shows that he's not fully there. Yeah, he's improving. I'll give him that, but I'm not gonna sit there and say that he's a genuine starter just yet.
I like his confidence on the ball, though, and like I'm really liking the fact that we've got centre backs like him, De Vrij, and even Skriniar to an extent, who I'm still not understanding why he gets so much unnecessary hate this season from some of the fans. I thought he was fantastic against Verona again. They all seem to be able to carry the ball and fill in as a little bit of a semi-playmaker role when we push the midfield up and when we're pressing against teams who sit back. Mario, you like what Bastoni is doing, filling in for Godin when Godin looks shaky?
I don't hate it. I mean, he's young and inexperienced, as Christian said, but he also he kind of adds a different element because, especially in a game like this where we saw him go forward and he even tried to like take a long range shot. He put it on his left foot. He ripped a bombazo almost, and he made the keeper make a good save. Same thing with De Vrij. Both of them just kept going forward and they were pushing, taking long shots, which is something we haven't seen at all. Um, I only caught the second half of this game, so it was limited. I didn't see as many mistakes because at the point that I started watching, um, the mistakes had already been made, and Verona were holding on for dear life at that point. But I couldn't really give you, like a complete analysis. But from what I saw, he was contributing. So I mean, I don't hate it. Biragi sucks. So whatever
Do
it
you think
is,
there's
it's
any
to
way
get him
back
off the
for
field.
Biragi? Is it too early, or you reckon he's just not fit quality?
I
I don't
mean,
know. I think he's not quality. That's just me though.
Yeah.
nah, I really don't think he's got it, to be honest. I mean, I'd rather have a hurt D'Ambrosio on the left side than him
Well,
Well,
speaking
because
of D'Ambrosio, it was so good to see him back getting subbed in, and he got a really, really good ovation from the crowd coming in.
listen,
listen,
let's
we
just put
haven't
the
let up a goal with
statistic
him.
out there. Put the statistic out there, Mario. 11 goals leaked in the 6 games that D'Ambrosio has been missing.
Ooh,
All
It's
right?
facts. It's big facts.
11 goals leaked. What?
How many clean sheets
Lazaro?
do we have with him?
Oh, he had a good amount.
That's what I'm
We'd
saying.
have to really dig up the numbers. But if you look at it, Lazaro is not a defensive player. All
there's
right?
many similarities with Cancelo. Are you seeing that
There,
as well?
that's
No.
exactly where I was going with this, was that everybody is on his nuts just like they were on Cancelo's. We got a player that needs to play two-way ball, not just one-way ball. All right? He needs to put in a defensive shift. Just because you
Because he
do a little
wasn't
leg
tested
over.
defensively against Verona. Verona didn't test him at all defensively. He had the ball the whole time.
Well, the reason they didn't test him at all was because they're too busy running down the right side, going down Beragi's throat. That's the weak side. You're gonna test Beragi and Bastoni before you're gonna test out the other side that's gonna most likely have your Skriniar and De Vrij. Yes or no? Just be realistic. Yes or no? Who are you gonna test?
100%. The one who looks more vulnerable and shaky and looks like he can't handle the ball, handle a player with the ball.
Exactly. So I mean, and the thing is, everybody's so pressed on Lazaro right now. But again, you're just seeing what he's doing offensively. Defensively, his tracking back is not that great. He's just another Cancelo, and that's the thing. Everybody's pressed on him like he's Cancelo again. So, and I see through it. If it's me, I would probably start Candreva on the right and the Ambrosio on the left, so Asamoah is fit. When Asamoah is fit, Asamoah slides back into the left, and the Ambrosio goes back to the right.
Mario, your thoughts on all the wing-back situations?
Start D'Ambrosio at all costs.
Mm,
Fix. I mean, if Samoa has been our best left back, it's been pretty obvious. Just the thing is, when he's not fit, I want D'Ambrosio there, and then maybe against Lazaro on the right side. That's
You go
really
over. You go with him over Candreva, even though if you notice the last few times when Candreva subs in, we score.
Yeah, big stats.
I like Candreva as a sub.
Look
I
when
don't know.
Candreva came in and took Lazaro out, we hit 2 goals. Bang bang.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
Lazaro
true.
played well though, man. He got the assist for Vecino. I think he's good on the attacking end, but you got to fix up his defensive game then a little bit.
Listen, I'm not willing to sacrifice any more goals. If you look at what was it, the game where we it was just on the tip of my tongue, Sassuolo, where we let in 3 goals after being up.
He was shocking all game though. That was like a write off that game.
Nah, bro. I'm sorry, but we need that defensive side. We need D'Ambrosio to solidify the defense, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm
Like,
happy he's back. No, I'm really happy he's back.
D'Ambrosio goes both ways, bro. I would start D'Ambrosio over Lazaro any single day of the week.
Oh yeah.
You guys could eye gauge this guy all you want. You guys could be pressed on all the little moves he does. I'm taking a fit D'Ambrosio over Lazaro any day of the week.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie, man. But D'Ambrosio was putting in fantastic work before he got injured, and we missed his presence. So as long as he's back and Candreva's fit and Lazaro's fit, I don't really think we have much to complain about. We've got a little bit of depth there. They've shown that they can put in a bit of a shift for Conte when they want to. So no complaints, to be honest, while we're still doing well. Let's just stay on this match day and a little bit beforehand. Cristiano Ronaldo was subbed off on 55 minutes for Juventus. Juventus defeated AC Milan. I want to talk a little bit more about Serie A when I've got Christian and Mario on the line because they watch Serie A as well. They follow it and they've got a lot to contribute. So, boys, Christian, first of all, Juventus not playing good football, cuz literally relying on 1 or 2 moments of brilliance from a brilliant player like Dybala. I still like Dybala. And like he absolutely skinned Romagnoli for that goal. 1-0 Juve. What are your thoughts, man?
So I don't know if you remember a couple months ago, we had this conversation about Ronaldo going to Juve, and I said Ronaldo's not going to fulfill the 3 years. It's looking more and more and more likely he's bailing out this summer. I also believe that Juve this year is not going to win a single trophy. I don't think they win Scudetto. I don't think they win Coppa Italia, and they're sure as hell not going to win the Champions League. They're very vulnerable. They have too much egos on the team, and the chemistry is already starting to break up. And again, like you just stated, they keep relying on keep relying on brilliance from players like Dybala and Costa. Like that as if you look at that Milan game, Milan should have won that game. Friggin' Szczesny's trash ass saved them a bunch of times. And it's just that was Milan's game to lose, and they lost it.
Yeah, Mario, your thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo having a little bit of a fit going off against Milan and just overall Juventus at the moment?
I mean, he's old. He's what? He's almost 35 years old. The guy. There's only so much he can do at his age. Yeah, so it's like he could only put in so much, especially in such a tough league like Italy and the Serie A, where everyone just sits back and he who said it? Spalletti said it. No, Capello said it.
No.
He hasn't dribbled the guy in freaking 3 years. Just goes to show you that like how far it's come and how he really hasn't done anything for Juve. You watch his free kicks, the chances he gets, the shots outside the box. They go sideways at this point.
He hasn't hit a goal in Serie A in 2 seasons. He's been in Serie A for 2 seasons. He hasn't hit the goal. He takes all the free kicks.
This isn't the league for him. This is not the league to do it in. It's the toughest big league in the world to score goals. It's not a place where you want to go if you're trying to pad up your stats. So at the end of the day, man, I really think he's going to continue to fall down. And if they don't get that Champions League medal this season, I do fully expect him to move along. Staying on this match day and on Milan, boys, 14th on the ladder behind teams like Sassuolo, Udinese, Verona, Parma. Milan just
Cagliari.
Cagliari. Oh, don't worry. I got something on Cagliari. We're talking about them in a second. They're doing some bits. But even their next fixtures, bro, Napoli. Then they got to go to Parma. Then they got to go to Bologna. Then it's Sassuolo, Atalanta. Man, and Cagliari 2 games after that. I don't see it getting any better for them, man. And we're talking December now. December, Mario.
That's tough because looking at that schedule right now, and those are all just they're games that Milan will lose, at least a handful of them, which is all of them.
Lost 7
Because
already.
Well,
fucking
for
A,
the
there's,
record, they're halfway there just for the record.
I
By
mean,
halfway
they're,
there, I mean they're halfway to salvation. Remember, City out the magic number is 30 points.
yeah.
So
I mean, but still, at 30 points, it might not even be enough
Mhm.
for them. I mean, they're right now they're 6 points out of seventh place, which is just missing out on like Europa League.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'm talking about 30 points as in salvation and not getting relegated. Because this Milan team right now could possibly get relegated. Didn't we have this discussion where I said they should have never fired Gattuso?
Yeah, I
I've
think
been
a
I've
lot
been
of people saying that.
constantly preaching that that was Milan's biggest downfall and their biggest mistake this summer was firing Gattuso. I guarantee you, if Gattuso was their coach right now, they'd be in third place.
They'd be flirting with it
Oof.
because the league is still just as inconsistent as it was last season. It just so happened that we upped our game big time. And like these drop points to Lazio, Cagliari, Atalanta, and Roma and Napoli, they're all starting to like that gap that we're putting there. It's very respectable. But Milan could have been flirting with those teams for sure if Gattuso was still there.
If Gattuso was there, they'd be sitting in third place about 8 points off the top.
Mm.
Those are
Well,
fighting
eight
words.
points off the top two. Let's put it that way.
Mm.
Gattuso, that team is built for his system. Notice they brought two coaches, and they're not built for. They're not players that match either one of their systems. So now
Yeah.
they're trying to fit a circle in a square. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't work, or a
Yeah.
square in a circle, whatever it is.
Let's stay on match day 12. Napoli 0, Genoa 0 in a match that Napoli seriously had to win, boys. Like all this locker room drama and bullshit with De Laurentiis, Ancelotti, the team going into Ritoro. It's not looking good for Napoli, man. Really bad.
Well, Napoli's out the title race. Let's just keep it real and be
Oh,
honest.
yeah,
They're
that's
done.
done now for sure.
12
Yeah,
points is
Napoli
too
has
big
no
of a
chance
gap.
this year.
12 points is way too big of a gap.
They're falling back into mediocrity, and their big players, Mertens and Insigne, they've fallen off. Insigne
They're all
doesn't
ready
have a
to
position
leave.
anymore. He doesn't
Well,
have a
Alan,
position anymore.
Alan doesn't
Who?
want to stay either as well.
Kubiali's on his way out. From what I
He
heard, they're blowing
sucks
up
this
the
year.
team. They're blowing up the team, bro.
This
That's
point might
Oh,
as
the
well.
latest from Italy.
I don't know what
So
happened, man. It's all just gone tits up really, really quickly.
I was reading the news today in the morning from fucking Gazette. The first one I saw that was noticeable was Cristiano Ronaldo left the stadium before the game was even over. The second one was I heard De Laurentiis is talking about blowing up the team and he's going to do a fire sale starting in January. There's already rumors that Mertens is out to enter. There's rumors that Kubliali's probably on his way out as well, with Barca probably hawking him because they need a center back desperately. If he doesn't go there, he's going to the Premier League. But I think he'll leave in the summer. I don't think he leaves in January. But there's rumors of Insigne leaving, everybody except for maybe Chucky Lozano.
It's weird,
just
man.
left.
There's the last 2 days, the papers haven't really been talking about what Conte said or what Icardi had for breakfast. You know, it's actually a nice 2 days, man, where the headlines are focused on a couple of other teams. Let's stay on this match day here. Cagliari, I know you want to talk about them. Christian, what a performance. 5-2 against Fiorentina. Nainggolan with 3 assists and a goal as well. Man, they're looking good. They're hovering around their fourth, 24 points, 23 goals scored. Good for them.
Well, if you look at it, though, come on, man. They got Gio Simeone. They got a squad there, bro. Like, you just got to be real. They actually assembled a very nice squad. They got a good mix of youth and experience.
They're sorry to interrupt you, brother. He's been injured.
Yeah, he's out hurt, too. That's the crazy thing. Pavoletti's out hurt, bro. Like, what?
Yeah, I know. That's what I was looking at the other day. I'm like, holy shit. Pavoletti's been out injured, and here they are scoring goals and getting points. Man, is it really a crazy bet to say that they could really get a Champions League spot?
Well, the thing is
I hate to say it, but yeah.
You don't want Cagliari to have a chance.
I don't want them.
What the hell, man?
No. Like, being serious, you don't want them to have a Champions League spot.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because one, they're not gonna have the same players next season that they have this season.
Nope.
No, you don't know if Raja Nainggolan's gonna stay or he's gonna come back or what he's gonna do. You don't know if they're gonna keep Gio Simeone, if they're gonna make a quick flip on him, because a big team might come and buy him. Pavoletti, you don't know what he's gonna do. There's just a lot of you don't know. And look what Atalanta did. Atalanta, they kept the majority of their team, and they're still struggling in the Champions League because it's hard to fight on two fronts. Actually, and for them it's three because they're already jumping into Coppa Italia action.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
just staying with Cagliari, like with Nainggolan's form, do you think there's a possibility we could get him back even as soon as January, or you reckon he's having too much fun? He has to stay there till the end of the season.
No, he's gonna stay at the end of the season.
He's not coming back. It's over.
He's not coming back. It's over.
It's over.
I
Yeah,
personally think that something happened between him and Marotta. That's what it
Yeah.
comes down to. I don't think it was on Conte. I think something was said between him and Marotta because I don't think Conte will let a player like Raja Nainggolan leave.
Yeah, he's too big of a presence for Conte to give up on, especially because he has experience coaching against him for so many years with Juve. With Nainggolan, it's just a matter of environment. He's thrived like immensely in Cagliari, and where was he? He was there before, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Before with Roma. Yeah, that's where he became big, and then Roma, he kind of like he sort of fell off. Inter fell off again, but at Cagliari, that's his home. That's where he feels most comfortable. He's going to perform.
The thing is, Raja did perform at some games for Inter. I thought that Conte would have been the right coach to get him going. And the reason why I don't see Conte letting him go is because what did Conte have on his emotional breakdown? He said he didn't have champions, right? You got a player like Raja Nainggolan coming off the bench. He doesn't start over Sensi Barella. But while Sensi's out, it would have been nice to have him started. Instead we're shuffling with Gagliardini and Vecino, and we don't know what the fuck we want to do with ourselves.
I think even under Conte, he might even have a starting spot somewhere. Because
in some games, he'd rotate him for sure.
Yeah, he definitely be that third midfielder with Sensi and either Barella or even Brozovic. I think he'd rotate them a lot, especially with Sensi being injured so often. I think Nainggolan's in more than he's out.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the rest of Serie A, I'm enjoying this. Atalanta and Roma both dropped points to keep a little bit of a gulf between them. Lazio did pick up a win 4-2 against Lecce. They're playing well under Simone Inzaghi. I've always rated Inzaghi as a manager. Boys, out of the three teams I've just mentioned, Atalanta, Lazio, Roma, who do you fancy are the best of those three to grab a Champions League spot? Rivas, you first.
I'm gonna say Lazio or Atalanta.
Nah.
Roma, in my opinion, I don't have them getting a Champions League spot. I'm sorry. Roma and Napoli, to me, they're not gonna get a Champions League spot.
Mario.
I feel like Atalanta is the most likely because Lazio they're too inconsistent for my liking. They drop stupid games and then all of a sudden they show up. But then they'll drop another like 4 or 5 games, and then you're just like, all right, what the hell are we doing here? Roma, I hate them. I think they're stupid. Atalanta,
what a waste.
Atalanta has Palermo players. That's all they have going for them at this point. So
first of all, you gotta give the GOAT some respect. Papu Gomez could easily be one of the best players in the world. He could be top 5 if he didn't play at Atalanta. If he was at a bigger club, people would be considering him a top 5 player in the world.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
he's maybe not. I don't know. He doesn't. I don't know. He's a weird situation because he's never shown that he's capable of like being one of the best players in the world. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but like a top player, I don't know. He's got to do a little more.
Well,
even if he's that player.
The reason why, bro, I'm sorry, you take a club like Atalanta to Champions League, you got to give the man credit. The man never wanted to leave. He's had the offers from the big clubs. All right, the offers have been on the table. He just turned them down. All right, he's a rare breed. He's like one of the last. He's one of the last of a dying breed. He's like a Zanetti, bro. He grew up there. He's not going to leave there.
Yeah, but where does he go and find a starting spot at one of these top teams?
Bro, I would have him start at Inter if you're asking me. Fuck, bro. Look where we're at right now with fucking midfielders.
Yeah, but we're not a top team.
He's at what?
What?
What'd you
Yeah.
say we're not a what?
You said we're not a top team.
I said we're not a top team.
I don't know. We're sitting in the top 2 of City out right now. You wouldn't consider that a top team?
I mean, right now, yes, but like in years past.
In years past, he definitely would have been a starter for us. What do you mean? Fuck.
Yeah, but
what are you gonna have? You're gonna have Kovacic start? You gonna forget that bullshit ass year we had, where we had all fucking defensive midfielders? You really want to take it there? You're gonna have him start. You're gonna start.
But we're not a
You're
top
gonna
team.
start fucking Felipe Melo and Gary Medel over him?
Yeah.
No.
Medel was a dog in that game as well against Bologna, man. He was running bits when he got on against our team.
Yeah. So you gonna tell me, regardless of what you say, Inter still has that brand and recognition. Regardless of what you say.
Yeah, but we didn't have the performance to back it up.
Hey, and that's fine. But a player like Papu Gomez would have raised our fucking performance. At a time when Mancini was crying for an attacking midfielder, and he didn't get one, and he finished the season with a fucking holding midfielders, Kondogbia, Brozovic was the only player that was somewhat attacking minded. Gary Medel, Felipe Melo, and who else was the other spool? I'm missing one idiot. I'm missing one of them, but besides the point, he had nothing but holding midfielders, bro.
Kuzmanovic
was my man.
Kuzmanovic was gone. He left before Mancini.
Yeah. Oh well. Bad team, real bad team.
You're telling me in a time right there we couldn't have used a player like Papu Gomez.
We could have absolutely used him.
Mancini would have got us back into the Champions League, and we would have fucking beat financial fair play ahead of time.
That season we were set up to make the Champions League, and it all just went downhill against Lazio. Felipe Melo's fault.
Well, no. Let's get something straight. That team was not built for the top 3. It wasn't even built for the top 4. I wouldn't even have put it in the top 6. But Mancini fucking tactically made it happen. If you remember how many of those bullshit-ass games where we score 1-0 and we defend for our fucking lives because we didn't have a team to compete. He knew what we had.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good squad. It was a horrible squad, man. It was not the squad.
The following year with better players, we finished in 9th.
Yeah,
this is true.
That was the year where on I think it was the 2nd or 3rd last day of the season, the derby was the only thing that you could look forward to. We led 2-0 at halftime, and we conceded a goal at the back post over the 94th minute. That was like the epitome of our season, man. It was the perfect representation of that season. Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember. And like I said, what Mancini did with that team, he overachieved. Fucking Frank de Boer to this day is the most hated coach in Inter history for me.
He was set up to fail, though. I feel for the guy a little bit.
No. I don't feel for him at all. You know why I don't feel for him at all? Because supposedly there was already an agreement in May between him and Tohir that he was taking over the team. That's why they didn't give Mancini who he wanted in the summer. That's why they fucking argued with Mancini, and that's why Mancini left. If Mancini didn't leave, it would have been a different situation. If Mancini would have been given the players he wanted, and he would have gotten the backing from the board, we would have not been in the situation we're in today. We would be 2 years down the road more advanced than where we are. We would have at least won 1 trophy under Mancini, and we would have been back in the Champions League sooner with Mancini. But fucking Eric Tohir and Sunning both went and got fucking Frank de Boer in May. It was reported that there was already an agreement in May before the season was even fucking over that de Boer was going to be the coach for the following season. So don't give me that shit where you got respect for him. Fuck that piece of shit.
No, but at the same time, even if they knew that they had the agreement in May, from June on they should have been preparing to get de Boer the players he needs, so this way he can not complain.
They brought him Joao Mario, 40 mil, who he wanted. They brought him fucking Candreva. They brought him fucking Candreva. Don't give me that shit. They brought him 4 players. All right? They brought him 4 players. The motherfucker didn't know how to use them. The motherfucker didn't know the language. The dumbass was so full of himself. He did it to himself. He gets
Did he
no
get Banega
respect
as
or
well?
credit in my book.
Did he get Banega as well?
And he got Banega.
Oh shit.
Banega.
Okay.
Bro, we got to stay on managers because I know Christian wants to talk a little bit about Conte and a little bit emotional, and I've got Christian at an emotional time right now. So, Christian, what do you think about Conte's reactions to the press conferences and stuff? Man, me personally, I feel like a lot of it's lost in translation, to be honest, bro.
I think it's a lot lost in translation, but I think he's right. But I also feel like Conte is a real emotional manager. And the thing about him is, if you're a reporter, and the thing is, he doesn't know how to handle the press like that. So when he's talking, a lot of his words could be misconstrued, and it could be really taken out of context. You know, I think what he said was exactly right. The problem with this team is depth, and that's not on him. That's actually on the management. We're not making sure he had depth. I mean, technically, they did get him Alexis, but he got hurt. Since he's been hurt, but he wanted to get rid of Valero. He wanted to get rid of Gagliardini. And not Gagliardini. What's the other fool's name? Vicino. He wanted to get rid of those 2. They didn't get rid of them. They didn't reinforce them.
Yeah.
Tough shit when your replacement on the benches are such a far levels below from what you currently have.
I think that's why we see like our quality is able to get over the line domestically, but then you fight up against the Champions League against a hostile crowd like in Dortmund, and there you go, backs against the wall kind of shit. It's easier said than done. Mario, what was your reaction to Conte's presses, man?
I mean, he's got a really good point. I mean, you can't be counting on players from Sassuolo, like a smaller club mentality, to bring you to the depths of Champions League. Sure, they can play a role. I have no problem with them, but Sensi shouldn't have to be the guy. He should be feeding the guy. And I've been saying this for all season, because Sensi's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not the primary outlet. He has to be the secondary outlet in the midfield. He has to be supporting the forward. I mean, the attacking, the other midfielders that he has. If we had that other Nainggolan type midfielder, Sensi would be even better. Barella's great. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the same. He doesn't have that notion to win those big games yet. He's starting to pick up on it, which we've seen in this past weekend against Verona. But I don't think he's at that next level where it's gonna come. Yeah,
he's got like 1 foot in the door.
Exactly. He's not there yet. Sure, right now he's still like that Sassuolo small club mentality. We need him to be the Inter or the Milan, 7-time Champions League winner, something like that. We need him to have that kind of mentality, what I'm saying?
Fighting relegation?
Yeah, I want that Serie B, Serie C mentality, But no, I think he's right, and these players should have a role. They shouldn't be the guy yet. They're young. They're too young for this. And they need that experience to kind of show them the way. If we had the Banega even still, you show him the way, and they complement each other, and Barella then becomes the Banega that we need. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the one thing that I would say that we really lack right now is Alexis. Because, man, a player of his quality, it'd be immense to put him on instead of fucking Esposito. And also, I say we miss D'Ambrosio. I'm going to go back to it because if he was there against Dortmund, he would have shored up that back line. And we wouldn't have been leaking those goals.
Biraghi was getting washed. That was
absolutely wasted.
I felt like I was watching Palermo playing the Serie D right there. He had no idea what the hell was going on. And it's not only him, he had no support. They were overloading the left side, and he was just left for dead half the time. So, at the same time, he played bad, but, it's like, this is why he played bad. And it was just a complete breakdown. And that's where Conte goes in, and he's like, you need that experience in the midfield to see Biraghi's getting killed. Who's going to step in and help them out and stop that? Make them go to the other side where they haven't been as effective. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah.
Yeah, fair
And
enough.
and yeah, Esposito. Why the fuck are we counting on a 17-year-old to save the day? We need a
Yep.
goal. Fuck it. Why do we put it? We take off Lautaro, who's 8 shots in, creating chances, bodying the defenders, turning defenders, and then all of a sudden take him out. Esposito comes in. Sure, he does a stupid little he does pulls a snake, and then all of a sudden he's freaking Ronaldinho, and they want to play him 90 minutes. Fucking
Yeah.
kid hasn't scored a goal, and you expect him to save you in the 90th minute. It doesn't make any sense to me.
We're a little bit strapped up front at the moment with Politano getting another injury, and Christian
Oh
said,
my God.
yeah, Politano is a winger, not a striker anyway. But, we do need Alexis back, and I hope that he comes back firing, and we have at least a chance to make his career work with us, because we were just getting a simple taste of how good he can be. Politano, Christian.
Listen, last season I call Poetano being a great player for us. He was last season as a winger. We've left that winger system now, and we saw that with the mass exodus of wingers during the summer transfer. So Ketabalde left. We didn't bring back what's my boy over there at Parma, Caramo, and my boy Perisic left. We saw the mass exodus. The only reason we kept Poetano was because we had that agreement with Sassuolo to buy it. And I like the kid, but he's just not a striker. That's not his job. He's not really a center forward. I mean, it is what it is. If we can get a penny for him, let's do it.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe a swap deal with Chiesa. Would you take Chiesa?
No,
No, you
because
just don't like it.
it's not that. It's what's my boy Castrovella?
Castrovilli.
Castrovilli.
Yeah, Castrovella, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Yeah, we should get that Cazzo.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. He's pretty good. Let's talk a little bit about our next game before we move on to a few questions. We're flowing pretty well. Next game, Torino, 3-5-2 versus 3-5-2 up against Pazzari, Mr. Water Bottle himself. I want to get 3 points here, man.
Did it rain?
We never, I don't know, bro, but we never get 3 points against Torino in Turin. We never do. Last season, weren't we up 2-0 and then it was 2-2 at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Second game of the season. Like, God
Well,
damn it.
Mazzari's not a bad coach. You gotta remember the situation he was in too.
I know, but it's like it's his Champions League final every time he plays against us, and it pisses me off, and I just want to beat this guy, bro.
Well, Torino's a very good club. Let's get that straight too. You got to give them respect. That's the real true team of Turin, so you got to give them the credit.
Belotti is showing some good form, man, and he always loves to grab a goal. Even Zaza's playing well. They've just got a decent team at the moment. Iago Falcao is someone I take on our team, and
fucking Falcao's nice.
And Sirigu is just a beast as well. Even Ansaldi plays well for them, and like Laxalt is playing better now than he was at Milan. That's for sure.
Yep.
Good team.
I mean, Torino's always going to be Torino, bro. They're always going to give us a problem. They're always going to play well. And Mazzari just knows how to get the best out of him. You got to give him credit. He's a very good coach. He was just in a bad situation with us. Same shit as Gasparini. When Gasparini was with us, it just didn't work, It is what it is. Doesn't mean they're bad coaches. But, I mean, I agree. This Torino game kind of, for me, is a benchmark. That's going to be able to tell us if we're Scudetto contenders or we're just fucking pretenders.
It's a tough away trip after an international break before a good home fixture for us. It can either build momentum or stop us in the tracks, eh?
Well, for me, that's really going to tell us where Conte's head's at. If he pulls out a win against Torino, I'm right now I'm already believing that we're legit going to be there on the final match day. I legit believe that's going to be us. But this Torino game is a tricky one. If he pulls the win against our boogeyman again, I'm all in because he did it against Sassuolo. Now, if he does it against Torino, you really got to start believing.
Yo, Mario, you agree with that?
Yeah, Torino's definitely an important game. Like I said, this has to be one of the games we win. We can't drop this game. If we drop points, it's gonna get ugly real quick. Torino, I'm looking at their last few games. They've been all over the place. They've lost with Udinese, they tied with Cagliari, and then lost with Juve and Lazio beat Brescia. So they've been a pretty mixed bag the past few weeks. But nonetheless, they're always dangerous regardless of who they're playing. I feel like Mazzari holds a tight ship, and against Inter, he's gonna have his players extra motivated to beat us because every team is motivated to beat us, especially when one of our ex-managers are involved because they usually come out blazing, and I don't like the way it looks usually.
Yeah.
But as long as we play our game, follow Conte's strategy, we have nothing. We have nothing to lose really. I mean, the game is ours to lose, but we have no reason to lose.
Yeah, fair enough. That brings me to a few questions that were asked, and some good ones, and I'm going to start with the third one. Eric from Melbourne said, with Torino and Slavia Praha being only 4 days apart, what is the game that you would play the stronger team? Now, the Torino match is on Sunday, the 24th of November. Slavia Praha is on the 28th of November. Those are our first two fixtures back from the break. So, Christian Rivas, who do you play as the stronger team? What game do you go hell for leather for, Torino or Slavia?
Who do I go for? Which one am I going to concentrate on?
Yeah, which one do you think holds the more importance? Who do you feel the stronger team? And just basically emphasize to the squad, if you were Conte, that this is the one.
I'm going to go and say Torino.
Likewise, I would too.
I'm going to say let's get the scudetto and go for it. If we got Slavia Praha, cool. We're going to fight that one too, but I would rather get the scudetto. Because even then, if we know we make it out of the Champions League group stage and we make it to knockout rounds, we're probably going out in the second round,
Yeah. And like Torino's a game where, you can get those 3 points and you can rotate your team against maybe a lesser opponent at home in the league as well. Mario, if you were faced with that decision, what would you choose?
Definitely Torino, because I feel like Champions League, there's not we shouldn't be focusing on the Champions League right now. We're going against a tough Slavia Praha team, and then we follow with Barcelona. We're already sort of out of it, and then once we lose that, we're going to go into Europa League most likely. So I would focus more on the league, to be honest. Juve not as focused on the league. The fans don't want the league. I don't think the team is as concerned about winning the league, but their main focus is Champions League. Or it should be the Scudetto at this point. Let's win home first, and then let's worry about winning Europe.
Yep, sounds good. Got another question here. Jake from London says Lukaku hasn't scored in a game now, a couple of games. How many goals do you think Lukaku scores at the end of this season, both domestically and in Europe? I'll start with this. I reckon Lukaku's going to pick up a lot of goals against the smaller teams in Serie A. And to be honest, I think he continues this trend. So I reckon he gets at least 20, maybe 22. And that's in all competitions, though, because Champions League does seem gone at this point. Boys, what about you? Mario, first of all, how many goals do you think Lukaku gets this season?
Right now, he's at 9 goals in the league, 12 matches, nothing in Champions League. I'm going to put... let's go 23. 23 in the league. And then an extra 4 in Europe if we go down to Europa League. 27.
Nice, 23, 27. I'm going to write this down so we can revisit this later on. I'll go 22 in the league and 2 in Europe, 24 in total. Rivas?
25 in the league, 3 in Europe.
Nice, 28. All right, last question. It's a good one as well. MD from India. With there being a lot of bossmen, aka free transfers, free agents available in January, who would you take? Boys, there's a lot of free agents available in this particular January Mercato. I mean, you can make a whole starting 11 just based on who's available in the free agent side of things. Who would be at the top of your list, Christian?
Throw some names out there.
Well, like Eriksen's there, Vertonghen and Alderweireld. That's all from Tottenham.
Eriksen, Cavani, Alderweireld, Willian.
Matic is United. Modric is available as well. Cavani, Mertens, who we're already linked with. Boys, Mertens,
Matic.
yes or no?
What's
Mertens, talk about Mertens.
No.
Even though it's already rumored that we're like 50% of the way there, Jiangsu, Suning are trying to get it tied up.
I'm still no.
That's a lot of goals, bro. He's very good. He's he's used to the league. Christian?
Mertens, yes. Who I would sign? I've been saying it the whole time, and I'm gonna stay consistent and say Götze.
Gotze. Yeah, he's on the list. Willian is also available. Would you take Willian? And
No, I'd probably go after Ericsson before I go after Willian.
I would
David
100% go all in for Ericsson.
David Silva from Manchester City is available. He's 33 years old, but he's very, very technical. In a league like Serie A, where teams sit back, he's a really good player to kind of break the line and link midfield to attack.
See, but how
So I'm saying no.
I would sign him. I would sign him for a year, maybe.
There you go. There's a lot available. Ericsson would probably be ideal. Like, they really don't look happy with Pochettino at the moment.
Yeah. I don't even know what's going on over there. I want us to go all out for Ericsson. Maybe we bring in I think we go for Matic also. I don't want him, but I think we go for him. I think he might be the most realistic at the end of the day.
Is he an upgrade on Gagliardini? He's a very similar style of player.
Yeah, I think he is because he brings that experience that Conte wants. Gagliardini has absolutely no experience in Serie A or Champions League, as we can see, because he just kind of just sucks no matter where you put him.
He is 25 years old. Matic is 31, and here we are saying that Matic would be an upgrade in midfield. That really speaks volumes about Gagliardini. Rivas, he's definitely just Sassuolo level, Sampdoria level, Torino level.
I'm not gonna say bring Matic over Gagliardini. You guys can. I'm not.
Nah, cool.
I'm not gonna agree with that.
I just haven't seen any Gagliardini, not much since this season, and I don't know, man. Vecino just seems more effective on all fronts, whether it's as a starter or as a substitute. Like Bruno always says, man.
I agree.
He's got a footballing IQ. He gets himself in the good spots at the good times.
Yeah, he just finds himself lucky.
Matic is just trash. I don't like him.
Did you ever think he was good?
No.
Just useless?
Yep.
Fair enough. All right, boys. I'm pretty much happy with everything we've covered. So thank you to Christian Rivas for coming on. Thanks, Chief.
Yeah, don't forget, Siempre Icardi website coming soon.
All right, man. I look forward to being its #1 subscriber. Mario, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you. Follow Icardi FC on Twitter.
Yeah, always. And from all of us here at Inter Worldwide, thank you so much. Ciao ragazzi, forza Inter.
Yeah.